This is Sam Dillon, vocalist for Sydney sludge metal band Low. We're celebrating our brand new studio album number 4, The Gleaners, which is out through Pelagic Records. I hope you enjoy it.
Beautiful, Sam. Thanks for joining us today, brother.
Awesome. Welcome back. I'm glad we're back into gigs and been able to release music and see everyone. So let's get into it.
Sweet as, man. So as you mentioned, Low release your latest album, The Gleaners, on April the 7th. So how are you feeling about it?
I'm very happy. This is a proud moment for us. A lot of work and research has gone into this album, following up from 2017's The Vestigial. So we've had Pelagic Records back in our team looking after us. It's been a dream. This is probably some of the most experimental and expansive work that we've ever done.
Oh, so elaborate on that a little bit for us, mate. You say the most experimental and expansive. So can you outline why and how?
We wanted to be able to be cinematic, be theatrical, and have those anthemic choruses that we're known for amongst the sludge genre. But we also wanted to push and stimulate things that are important to us. So we didn't want to just release another album that was the same as its predecessor. We wanted to be able to keep the same groove, but expand and make it interesting for ourselves. So as long as we're being genuine to ourselves and what we enjoy about creating extreme music, then we know that we've done our best and that hopefully fans will get on board as well.
Yeah, sweet. So is there a common musical and or lyrical theme running through the album?
Yes, there is. There's some core characters. I have 4 characters that are introduced in the early part of the album, and then they're fleshed out with each of the singles. We've also got familiar themes that you may have seen in 2015's The Tongueless and 2017's Vestigial. So the way that I've approached it lyrically is it is a trippage. So it's a 3-paneled work that can be the same subject matter, but approached with different elements. I find that a lot of the things that I sing about and a lot of the riffs carry through with the message. It's able to be taken in as an entire work of art.
All right, so can you run us through that in a bit more detail, the themes that you're going through?
We have things like extinction, colonialism, the white entitlement that happens in our country with the Eurocentric view of Australia. We also have addictions to technology, the sufferings of and dilutions of cultures, and also grand-scale apathy towards things like bushfire and social political issues in our country.
Right, so you did some pretty serious subject matter tackled there then.
Very much so. So go hard or go home. Or we wanted to have a really poignant and powerful image to go with these really heavy riffs. And
the press release calls The Gleaners an affair of raw violence with a touch of sophisticated madness. Now, I like that. Is it accurate?
Look, that never stand in the way of a good story. I like the lavishness of that. I love the lavishness of the English language. I'm obsessed with alliteration and phrasing. I love to be the preacher at the end of the pulpit, spouting my opinions and my outtakes of the world as from different character points. So very happy that any praise like that, any fanciful vulgarities that we can have in our music is always good.
Cool. And you mentioned this before, but you've experimented with atmospherics and cinematic samples a bit on this album. So how have you done that?
We've been able to use extracts from vintage footage of films and documentaries that have been poignant to the themes that I'm illustrating. We've also used found samples of actual things from videos, like on Rat King, the actual outro is real rats that are being they're having their shrieks trapped inside a cage. So we like to make it as authentic as possible, and that's a theme that we've used in the last 2 or 3 releases as well. So it adds that more visceral nature. It puts the person in a time and place while they're listening, and we hope it has that real tangible effect, even though it is on a record.
Right, and there would have been a hell of a lot of research going to find all that stuff.
Yeah, but lockdown, There was not much else to be doing. It was the saving grace for my sanity to be able to pore over lyrics, to write down concepts, back and forth with the band members. We're sending each other riffs. We're doing edits. We're doing demos. It was the glue that bound your sanity together while in lockdown.
And was it a difficult process getting all those things right with your music?
We had plenty of time to sit with it. I think as long as you're being genuine to yourself and it excites you and it's coming from a place of discomfort. So we didn't want to be formulaic with the way that we're writing. We wanted to be able to feel that new energy, that new spark when we were approaching these songs.
And as you mentioned up the top, this is your 4th album, mate. So what have Low learned about yourself and your music over that journey?
To trust in the process, to be honest with each other and remove ego from it. Less is more is a good way to look at certain things. I always try and let the riff breathe in our genre, but at the same time, we're not bound by the rules of that particular genre as well. So I find it's always great to be able to inject some eccentric things into this kind of genre, as well as being able to do what excites you. That's the main thing. I'm very excited about this material, and all the stuff that we've created. It comes from a place of being genuine in our message.
So along those lines, how would you say that your music has sort of changed? I hate the word evolved, but changed and evolved from your debut album to this release?
I would say the process of recording, the process of your craftsmanship, of knowing your instrument, communication between the band members, and also being influenced by the world around you, whether that's film scores, whether that's screenplays, whether that's art galleries, world events, personal growth and loss, life changes. Everything is there. So you're just sampling everything, and that you can't help but be sculpted by what's going on in your life. The good thing about Low is we're always able to stand with our music, that we know what we're setting out to achieve. Even though we might be painting in different colors, it's still going to be this grand portrait that people can enjoy from start to finish.
So loosely based, like your music fuses hardcore, black metal and sludge metal. So how much work actually goes into getting the balance of those genres right in your music?
It can be a tightrope walk for us. We all come from different backgrounds and inspirations, but it's always making the groove as the central point of a song. So as much as we might go here and there on tangents, we always have that underlying very sludgy groove that we're able to fall back on, and that really ties the songs together.
And how about any live shows? You got any shows or a tour planned for the feature the album?
Sure do. So when would this be coming out? Because that'll affect what times I say.
It's actually the cover story tomorrow, so maybe you can't tell us too much.
We definitely have one that got released this morning, and that is the A Cold Day in Brisbane. It's the brand new festival for Queensland put together. And so we've got Disentomb, Extortion and ourselves as the headliners. Then some absolutely wonderful bands, all the heavy hitters of the Australian scene, things like Geld, Descent, Outright. So a huge day for heavy metal music fans. That'll be our first outing with the Gleaners album cycle going up to Queensland. And we also have quite a few shows booked for this winter. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And people will be able to keep updated through our Instagram and our website, lookandbehold.net.
Beautiful, Sam. All right. Well, thanks very much for your time, brother. The Gleaners is out April 7th. What can you tell fans about the album to make them excited?
Oh, picture an unrelenting, balls to the wall sludge anthem, a concept album that's going to tear your face off.
Fuck yes, you've got me interested even, brother, and I've heard it, so that's fantastic. All right, bro. Well, I'll look forward to catching up with you when you come up to Brisbane. That's where I live these days, so I'll come along and say hello.
Shall do, mate. Save a beer for me.